What's up, guys? We're on the road. We are headed to Ferry. That's right. I'm gonna go pick up the homies right now, and then we're gonna start heading out there. It's gonna be lit. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. So we're kind of just sitting here waiting for more homies to hit us up, so we're not just us going, because there's two white boys walking around looking at history. We need more white people. We need more homies.
For sure we do.
What's up, guys? We finally made it to Ferry. If you guys see that house in the middle of your screen, that was the Abraham Shell house. It's made completely out of sandstone. And if you notice that front door right there, there have been countless reports of Abraham Shell himself standing right out front that front door. And people also say that since sandstone is such a hollow, it captures voices a lot more easier. So if, let's say, anything happened inside that house, the walls basically could tell it. People have heard voices and seen many people up in that house. So guys, so we're at this plaque right now, and it basically just states on how Knight's Ferry was founded by Captain William Knight. He was a member of the Fremont expedition of 1844. Basically, Dr. William Knight and John C. Fremont, they found this place because it was a reasonably good place to cross the river. And you can't really see it. The river is down there, somewhere down there. And there used to be a bridge that crossed. There used to be two bridges. They have the bridge that everyone knows about, and then they used to have a second bridge that went basically right in here, and it used to cross, and that would be for pedestrians back in the 1800s, and horses and carriages and other stuff. So we are now standing right out front the general store, and if you guys have never been to Knight's Ferry, California, this is a place that you absolutely have to stop at. It's the oldest general store in the state of California. It has survived many floods, earthquakes, you name it. It was first built in 1852, and it has been standing here ever since. But there's actually a myth about the town on how the founder died, Dr. William Knight. Some say that he was shot and killed in a gunfight right on Main Street. And some say that, or his family say that he was stabbed to death while he was sleeping, but there is no accounts and there is no burial for him. So legend has it that he's either buried around here somewhere, or he's buried in front of John Dent's house, which was the president's brother-in-law's house. So he's either buried out there or he is buried somewhere in this town. They really don't know. There is no spot for him. So Firehouse is dedicated in 1853. I don't know if they added onto it or if it's just been sitting for a while, but there was an actual original one further down the road. We're gonna go check that one out in a second. But here's a nice little shot of the general store again. Such a great building, great looking building. Any Red Dead Redemption 2 fans, this definitely looks like the, Strawberry General Store? Strawberry General Store for sure. So right down there is where the ice cream parlor and the old saloon is. And now we're at the original Firehouse, Hook and Ladder Company. Of course, this town has been ravaged many times because of floods. And I believe in 1998, a really bad flood came through Yosemite and destroyed half of the town. It was flooded at least up to here, which is, he'd be underwater. So it was pretty high. It got up, it came all the way down the river, and it basically flooded this whole town out. This whole town was basically underwater for a while. So some say that this is the main street that Dr. Knight was killed on. Like I said before, they either said that it was a duel, so he was either right here or way down there, and he pulled his gun out and dueled someone and got shot and killed. Of course, we don't know that for a fact, but that's the many counts and many myths of this town, is that there was a gunfight on this main street, which is now a highway basically leading in and out of town. So this was the one place I did not do research on, and it's the Knights Ferry jail, which was constructed in 1912. This thing is crazy. Let's see if I can't get you guys some coverage in there. Wow, look at that. You'd sleep right there, and you have a nice little bunk buddy. That's crazy. And you got these crazy blocks. Wow. Now there was, if you guys don't, oh, before my phone cut off, I was gonna say that there was a train robbery that happened in Ceres, California. They tried to rob a train for some gold and for some coins and stuff, maybe for some bonds. And when they robbed the train, of course, they got away for a little bit, if I remember, and then they got captured by a posse. Later would return to Modesto, and I believe, if I was reading correctly, I might have to do my research and I might have to go back, but I believe they could have been stored in here because they did go to Knights Ferry and they were in the jail in Stanislaus County. Now, I don't know if this was the only one. I know they had one in Oakdale, California that's a little bigger than this one, but they could have, without a doubt, have been thrown in here and waited trial before they were hanged. So it's a really cool piece of history. What's up, guys? So we're here back at a pretty known spot. Everyone that goes and comes through Knights Ferry has walked past these two little cave-in things, but you probably didn't know that these are the original rocks that they would use in the flour mill. Of course, this building right here was a flour mill. It was converted to electricity, I believe, in the 1920s, 30s, I believe. And these were used. These same rocks, those are the original ones right there. Try to get a closer look for you guys. And that piece of metal right there that you see that used to connect around it, that's probably the original one as well. And this one, if I'm right, this one is in a lot better. Yeah, look at that. Of course, everyone has seen these, but I don't think people realize that these are actually the original ones. And that metal that you see right there that wraps around the entire edge of it, that's the same piece of metal that used to connect to the ones way down there. Now, I've put a photo of what this building used to look like. It used to have wooden roofs, it looks like, and then it went to tin, and then I believe those collapsed and they built, if you look, they have these concrete, I guess they're like concrete stopper things, so that the tops of it doesn't collapse in. That's why the tops of the roofs are so straight. They put these concrete caps on them to prevent the tops from caving in and stuff. I believe he has a photo of it. There it is. See, as you can see, it had wood. I think that right there, yeah, that's wood. That looks like tin. And right there, of course, that one didn't have it. So they used to look like that, and now it's this. A guy named Frank Lord, he used to work here whenever it was electricity plant, and I believe it was in this, could have been in this room, it could have been in the one up there that's locked that you can't go inside of, but there's two levers or levers, whatever you want to call them. Basically what he did is that he was supposed to push one down, and he pushed both of them down, and he got electrocuted to death. That was in here or in that building. We'll try to get a better view so you can see what the inside of it looks like. But if you look right here, that's the original electricity plant thingy. I don't know exactly what it's called. I haven't done that much research on that itself, because there isn't that much research on it. It's kind of just plain. But supposedly this is where the death happened. And all right, so now we got down to the lower level of the power mill. And of course, everyone has seen the inside of here. As you can tell, there is nothing. So what I'm guessing is that the floors, of course, used to be up there. You can see exactly where the foundation of the floor used to be. And of course the floor would go across. See this big giant piece of metal beam. I'm guessing that used to go right through the floor and connect to this other big piece right here. And then that would generate power through this one right here that's available. I believe that coil would generate enough electricity, and then it would go to another big giant thing that used to sit right here. And I'm pretty sure they took that out for safety reasons, but they left this one in here. And these big giant, there used to be one right here, it was destroyed. This one used to connect all the way to that one connected that one, it would go down, there used to be a wall right here. And I'm guessing since the window's right there, the wall would probably go out to maybe like right here and then stop, and then there'd be a flat piece that people used to come out on. Now there is no photos of it facing this way. I'm thinking that's because the bridge was at a bad spot, you couldn't get a good photo. I don't know, maybe that's also because there's a lot more brush and bushes everywhere. But alright guys, so right now I'm standing in a place that not that many people get to stand. Basically, this is supposed to be underwater. Since California's kind of in a drought right now, we don't have any water, but this is where the water used to go, because over there used to be a dam. Water would come in, the dam would bring the water in, and it would fill this entire pool full of water. God knows how far. Try to see where I'm guessing the water will probably go up to where I'm standing, be all the way around. This metal right here, without a doubt, is the original. It's crazy. That's about to come off. Shit. But you look at this old timber. I wouldn't doubt it to say, but I bet you these timbers are the same wooden timbers that used to connect out of there. So basically where we were standing, the water would come rushing through that corridor right there, come pouring in here, and then it would go down in there, just where we were standing, and then the mill would be generated by the water, I'm guessing. And yeah, so it's crazy. I'm just mind blown that I was able to walk down there. I've never been able to walk down there in the years that I've been coming to Nice Ferry, so that was real great. And of course, the water would flow down this little path and meet up with the rest of the river downstream. I will put a photo of what it used to look like, what the water looked like what this place used to look like when the water was running through. I'll put a photo on the screen right about now. But also, there's pieces of metal just sticking out of the rocks right here. And if you see, that's actually part of the dam. It used to go out to just about where it's at right now. It used to go out a little bit further, because that's the piece that broke off. And actually, I'm willing to bet that this is the piece that broke off right there. And it fell. And then whenever the water was rushing through here, it moved it to right here. Just that pure, that thing was ripped from its foundation. So right now I'm actually standing on what's left of the dam. There's a huge piece of it right there. Another huge piece of it. More down that way. Right there. If you can see, right there, that piece of concrete, that is the rest of the actual foundation for the dam. It was a wooden dam. It didn't survive that long. A flood came through here in the 1800s and actually destroyed this bridge right here. This is not the original bridge. A lot of people think that it is the original bridge that's been here, but it's not. There is a different bridge that sat in the same exact spot. Of course, a flood came and destroyed that one, and this one was built in its place. It's the biggest one west of the Mississippi River at 330 feet long. It is absolutely a beauty. I love this bridge. Some say it's haunted, and I believe it's a portal. Just because there's been claims at night when you walk through it, then when you get in the middle and spin around in circles and look both ways, no matter which way you look, it looks the same, and it's dark on both edges or both sides. Now, I wanted to go later here tonight and try to do that for myself, but we don't have enough time to stay out here for another 6 hours. So unfortunately that won't happen until another video. If you guys want
another adventure.
Another adventure for sure. It's too hot today. It's like it's at least 80 degrees and we're dying. All right, like I was saying before, how this bridge is not the original one that was here. But what I'm pretty certain on is the foundations that it's set on. I'm sure those are still the original ones when the first bridge sat here. I'm pretty sure they can withstand floods. And without a doubt, these are the original ones. I'll see if I can't find photos of the first bridge and see if they match. Sorry if I sound out of breath. I just had to run to my car to check something to make sure I didn't drop the most important thing on this trip. If you made it this far, I just want to say thank you for watching this video. It's the first one on the channel. There will definitely be more history videos like this coming out soon. So I just want to say thank you and shout out to History Hunters and shout out to all the homies on Instagram that supported me on the last post. You guys are the reason why I'm going to start doing this shit. So anyways, you see that piece of concrete right there? I will put a photo. It's basically the photo that was taken basically in the same spot that I'm at. But from right there all the way to about right here was a wooden dam. And it's not how you think of dams now, because they're normally flat and they're round. It was kind of like a staircase dam if you think about it. So it's made of wood. At the top, it's the main one, and then a few at the bottom, or a second one that's at the bottom, it's a few inches ahead of that, and it keeps on going down till it looks like a staircase that you could walk up on. Of course, you wouldn't want to walk on that because it might be a little dangerous. But yeah, dam used to sit right here. And the flood that came up the river in the 1800s and the 90s, of course in the 90s the dam wasn't here, but in the 1800s it was. Water would, of course, I believe it came down here and broke this dam and sent water below and towards the town and everyone else. And of course, in the early 1800s, you would be able to see Indians riding their canoes up this river, either up and down, probably going to Yosemite or coming from Yosemite, but you would see them just canoeing their way through. Of course, the water was a lot higher then. If you were to take a canoe through here, you might hit the ground a little bit, especially with the rapids up there. It would not be fun. But one last little thing from the spot. If you notice this area from any movies, the movie's Shadow Riders was filmed here in the 80s. They rode their horses down that trail in the movie, and I believe there is a interaction further down that way. We're gonna head that way and see if we can't line up some photos with the movie. What's going on, guys? So I saved the best for last. It's basically gonna be the end of the video, but I'm pretty sure everyone who has walked through Knight's Ferry has seen these holes in the rocks. I sure have seen them a lot. I always thought that it was just because of the rain. Over time, water, the corrosion just made these holes, but of course that's not what this is. So back in the 1800s, Digger Indians, they would use these for grinding up their acorns or making medicine. They'd be sitting just like how he is, next to the hole with like a, maybe like a mallet type tool, and they would go in and start grinding up acorns and a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of them. There's a little one right here. That much in it, but you can tell down they grind up their stuff and then have medicine or whatever. And they're everywhere. There's little tiny ones right here. There's a big one right there. This one is pretty deep. But yeah, it's little.
What are you working on there anyway?
Just some yarrow and ginseng. Good for the health. Better.
Alright guys, well that's going to be it for this history video. Thank you so much for coming in. Subscribe for more please. And we're definitely going to come out here and do a ghost hunt later at night. Of course, we are way too pooped to stay out here another 5 hours, so we're going to head back to the town. But thanks for coming, and thanks for watching. Peace out guys.